Today we're going to talk about living in the city of Kenmore. So Kenmore is a little suburb city to the north of Seattle and north of Bellevue, right at the top of Lake Washington. And this is a great location to live, and we're going to go into it, but I just want you to know that Kenmore is right in my backyard. It's one of my stomping grounds. I'm driving through there almost every day, taking my kids to school and so forth. And Kenmore is all about Lake Washington, but it's got more up its sleeve than that. So I just want to jump in and share. So as I like to do on many of my videos, I want to make sure we're all on the same page and pull out the map so we can see where Kenmore is actually located. So this is Google Maps. And as you can see, here's downtown Seattle. Where the words are is where the big buildings are. That's downtown. And then directly across the lake is Bellevue. So if you're coming to Seattle from out of the area, maybe you're coming here for a job and you're trying to get to know where you might want to live, I always like to make sure you have identified where your employment centers are so that you can see what your commute would be and that type of thing. And Kenmore is right up here at the north end of the lake. It's kind of circled. Everett is another big employer that's up there as well. So it's circled with the red dotted line. We'll zoom in a little bit. And if you are commuting, which most people are going to one way or the other, it is towards Seattle or toward Bellevue, you have pretty good access to both because you're right at the north end of Lake Washington, and you can go over here, 405, go into Bellevue. You can go over here, I-5, go into Seattle. I would say it's going to take you a little bit longer to get on the freeway into Seattle. I think we're actually a closer drive over here to 405. So best for commuting into Bellevue, but tolerable, and lots of people do commute into Seattle. You can actually take this little roadway here right down into the University of Washington area, a children's hospital, that type of thing in this area, or you can go all the way over to I-5 and go into downtown. If you're going north, you could also do the same thing. Go up 405 is probably what I would recommend. Okay, so as we zoom in closer onto Kenmore, you can see how much lakefront access we actually have here. And this is a huge asset in the area. Everyone loves Lake Washington. It's just a beautiful place. People go boating and they go somewhat swimming, but it's pretty cold. But there's beaching that happens where we might go to the beach and the kids will go in the water and the adults will sit back and eat and drink and get some sun on our skin. Be glad it's one of the 5 days where it's warm enough to go outside and do this. So you have great access here, and I'll actually show you the City of Kenmore website. So if we go over to their website, you can see this beautiful picture of the lake. And what we have out here is a big dock, and this is just for people and seabirds. And there's a beach. You can't see it. It's behind this blue square, but they just renovated this whole beach. They brought in artificial sand. It's really beautiful. And so you can sit there and enjoy being outside and just relax. There's a condominium building here, which is fantastic. And there's a marina. So this is where our friends keep their boat. And so you can just drive up here, get your little boat out of the boat parking lot and go driving around in Lake Washington. And then over here, I think it's right back here, if you can see my mouse, is Kenmore Air. So this is where they actually have seaplanes that drive out on the little floating pontoons, and they line up right here at the north end of the lake, and then they take off and they go flying. So these people in these condos get to see these planes take off. They don't go very far. They might go up to Canada, like Victoria, BC is an island. Some of the San Juan Islands, they could go down to the Portland area in Oregon, Ocean Shores, something like that. But they're not typically going really far. It's more just like local travel. And my friend, I grew up with a friend whose dad was a pilot. He actually made it to be a 747 pilot. And so he would rent one of these planes from time to time, like for her birthday. And then she could invite a friend and we would go up flying out all over our neighborhood. Oh, there's my house. You could look down and see it. But this drone photo, I expect it's from a drone. Maybe it's from a seaplane. But looking back, it really gives you an idea of how green the area is. Right behind this park and behind these condominiums is a trail. It's a biking trail that goes up here and around the lake. It's called the Burke-Gilman Trail. It's really great for walking and biking. And now, there are some electric vehicles on there which can zoom by and be a little bit scary. But I actually live in Lake Forest Park, which is just a mile down the road this way. They have a farmer's market there. They have a little shopping center with a mod pizza and a Starbucks and that type of thing. So one of the things that we like to do in the summer is that we go walk on the trail. We hang out at the beach. There's a little playground there. And then we can come back to Lake Forest Park Town Center, have some pizza. We could get, a Subway or something and take it out to the lake. You could go to the farmer's market and buy vegetables on your way home. So it's really a nice, especially in the summer. I'm here recording this. It's June, like it's just starting to be summer. And I really love Seattle in the summer. It's just blue skies, 70-something degree weather, and just so pleasant to be outside. When it's nice, it's like, oh, I have to go take advantage of it. So that's definitely what we're doing at this point in time. But you can see I'm still wearing like a long sleeve shirt in my house. It's only 70. I don't have air conditioning. So you can get air conditioning. A lot of people feel like they need it these days. And sometimes in this area in Kenmore here, we do get smoke in the summer if there are fires in eastern Washington. So you can see if we look at the map again, we're right on Highway 522, which is the main drag through Kenmore, and it goes out here to the mountains. And so sometimes up here, there'll be a lightning strike or something, and there'll be a forest fire. And if the wind is blowing this way, we will get smoke. And that has been an issue in a couple of the summers in the last 5 years or so, where there's been air quality concerns. So if you have a delicate health or just don't like the idea of breathing smoke or don't like the idea of having your windows open a couple times a year when it's 90 degrees during the day and 70 degrees at night, that's not going to cool it down enough for you, then looking into air conditioning might be a good idea. But overall, it's a very mild climate. It's moderated by this water and by this water. So there's just, even when it snows, you're not going to get as much snow in Kenmore because it's right down there close to the lake. So in addition, the lake in the picture that I was showing you is right here along this road, 522. This is called Bothell Way over here. It turns into Lake City Way. Same road, different name, Lake City Way down here by Lake City. And this is the main arterial road that goes through Kenmore. This is where all the shops are within a couple blocks of this area. So we have the library, the post office, the drugstore, which is going to be a big one, like a Rite Aid. We have a camera and photography store, and on a lot of my videos, but this is where these types of things are happening. And then over here is this little waterway. And so you'll see more industrial stuff along the waterway. From our history of Washington State as a logging town or logging state, especially in Western Washington. We had a lot of evergreens. It was easier to transport them via water. And actually in this park that I was showing you, it's called Log Boom Park. And they have a lot of signs with little old-fashioned pictures showing how they would float the logs down the river and that type of thing. So along this waterway, it's a little bit more industrial than we would typically see in a primary residential area. In fact, there's a big gravel mill there, and I think they grind up rocks to make gravel and sand for concrete. We'll see concrete trucks coming through there, and it's a little bit of an eyesore if you choose to look at it that way, industrial buildings with smokestacks and stuff like that. But other than that, it's not too bad. There's a crew team that rows out of here. Couple crew teams, I think. Lakeside, which is a private school that I went to in high school, they have their crew stuff there, it looks like. And then I believe there's a public high school team as well. And then in this area is a big golf course. You can see Inglewood Golf Club. This is where a friend of mine got married. You can golf there. And then there are nice homes around the golf course itself, kind of that prestigious country club feeling. And then down here, oh, this is cool. We have a little video of it. This is St. Edward State Park. You can see how yellow the grass gets in the summer because nobody waters the lawn. We don't feel like we need to worry about it. And this is an old monastery. You see that building in the middle is defunct and closed up for years. Now it's been purchased and it's being run as a hotel. And there's also a bar and restaurants and things in there. You can go for drinks. So that's a little business, but overall, the rest of the grounds are a state park. And you can see there's the water. It's right next to Lake Washington. And so you can actually hike down through all of these forests and go down the hill to the water. You're really in kind of a crevasse. You feel like there are trees all around you and you're walking down by the tree trunks, but you're seeing the tops of the trees ahead of you. There's a playground, there's a cricket field, a soccer field, an outdoor school meets here. So this is a huge resource. And I was so mad a couple years ago, they said we had to pay $10 to park here because it's a state park, or you can buy a discovery pass for like, I don't know, $80 a year or something like that. And then you can have a pass to park here. So, and then there are also days where it's free to park at a state park to kind of encourage usage. So that's a really cool new feature. And then the other thing that's here at St. Edward's State Park is Bastyr University. So Bastyr is a college, it's a university, it's like a medical school, but they really focus on alternative health. So they have people that are herbalists, acupuncturists, naturopathic doctors. They're kind of trying to get away from the traditional medicine, which is very, I would say, very Seattle. Like there are a lot of alternative health practitioners and people and sympathetic people here in the area. And a lot of them who have a practice here were educated at Bastyr. So if you have any kind of chronic health problems or are seeking alternative treatments, you should have a lot of success finding alternative practitioners here in the Seattle area, coming right out of our own university here in Kenmore. So now I want to switch over and drive you through Kenmore a little bit just so you can get an idea for what it's like. We are going toward Bellevue on Bothell Way. On the left, you can see Kenmore Lanes, which is our local bowling alley, and a lot of other just grocery stores, banks, that type of thing. On the right, you can see we're getting the sunrise right in the eye. It's 7 o'clock in the morning, and the lake is over there, and the sun is rising in the east. So it's really a beautiful day. I go here every day, taking my kids to school. So along the left, you can see condominiums and other buildings taking a look out over the lake. You can also see small mom and pop businesses. There's like a chainsaw sharpening company over here. There is a rifle works company. There is a gym. There is a little car wash up on the hill. So, and then more condos. They have storage and everything like that. So right now, this clip is actually from a couple years ago. They are done with most of the construction that you're seeing here. They've put in quite a bit of mini storage on the left. Everyone loves mini storage. And then there's more condominiums and housing there. So as we go through Kenmore, we're kind of going past the top of the lake and coming out on the slough. This is where the Inglemore Golf Course is going to be down the hill. We're kind of up on a bit of a bluff. They've elevated and widened the road, and then there's a sharp drop off to the right here. But this just gives you an idea of the type of traffic that you might see at 6 in the morning. It's a little heavier now. I'm sorry, 7 in the morning. It's a little heavier now. People are more back to work than they were before. So I'm going to show you, there's some art on the left in the midsection. I'm going to show you another more recent clip, kind of driving through some of the back roads as well. We just passed a little bus stop shelter. Auto parts, someone hit my car. We got that fixed out here. On the left, you see the little fruits on the garage. That's actually a farmer's market fruit stand. During the harvest months, there's a Midas oil change place. So just kind of a mix of residential view property back there at the lake, and then kind of all of the places that you need to go for your errands. Car dealerships, little coffee shops. Somebody told me that was a bikini barista, which I never realized because I didn't go in. It's like a honeybee or something, and I thought, oh, how cute. But apparently not. And then we're pretty much out of Kenmore now, and we're into Bothell. We just passed Cougar Way, which is named after the Bothell high school mascot. And then this is the Bothell Landing on the right. They have this big grassy field where they do a pop-up dog park. It comes and goes. The fencing comes and goes. As the lawn gets worn out, they reseed it and close it for dogs. So anyway, very fun. This is downtown Bothell Landing. There's a great video on Bothell. I love Bothell, but we're gonna drive back through Kenmore going the other way here. Okay, we're cruising through Kenmore. I feel like I always go the same way in Kenmore, so we're gonna get some different views here so you can see what's going on. New townhomes there. We're on 73rd Lockwood Drive. There's the fire department. And I feel like that's more fire department over there, but I don't know. Who can say? So let's go this way on 181st this time. The Bothell Way is right down there. That's kind of the main thoroughfare. But let's see what else there is. So there's this little hole-in-the-wall pub. There's some condominiums. There's, this is like the public municipal building stuff. A little mobile home park right in the middle of everything. Here's Safeway. If you're from out of the area, that's one of our major grocery stores. A little tobacco, beer, and wine place. And then a people's storage. So you can definitely tell like what's new, what's been here for a while, and what's just ready to get phased out and aged out. Car wash, pediatric dentist, more condos over there, City Hall. City Hall has its little rainbow painted steps. I'm not sure if that's for Pride Month here in June or if that's something else. Now over there is the hangar. And this is a place that has a little coffee shop inside, but it's also kind of a commons area where you can just spend time, play board games. They have a little town square in the back. I don't know what to call it, like a courtyard. Can't always talk and film video at the same time. And then over here is the more commercial. There's Taco Time, Rite Aid Pharmacy, pizza, another dentist. But anyway, this is a fun little place. I took my nephew there for his Christmas one time. We got flavored coffee. It was very exciting. There's Kenmore Camera back at the block behind. That's a place my mom goes. She has a real point and shoot camera, and she gets all kind of tips from them on how to make things work better. There's a vet, the post office, another dentist. Got more than enough dentists for everybody. There's Kumon tutoring. My kids go to Kumon. I think it's really a great program to get extra reps on your math and English stuff. It's basically education taught by worksheets. And so that kind of gives you an idea. Another dentist. Okay, so now we're kind of leaving the commercial area and we're going into more of a residential area. So we have some new construction townhomes here. We have some older condominiums. This is a pretty steep hill to my left going down to Bothell Way, and then there's another steep hill going down from there to the level of the lake. So these condos right here have a good view looking out over toward the lake, I believe. Yep, and I can see it a little bit from here. Everybody loves Lake Washington. More new construction. Looks like retail on the bottom here. This is a church. Our homeschool group actually used to meet there at that church, so that was very accommodating of them. I think they might offer park and ride to ride the bus if you want to hang out in their parking lot during the day with your car. You could take the bus to work. We're going to go up into Lake Forest Park a little bit now. Over here is a dog daycare. I love this idea for this business. It's just like they have a pool, they have training, they have puppy camps, all sorts of dog stuff. Here's the Savage Moose Sports Pub. And then more residential back that way. So lake, Kenmore Air with the float planes. And now we're going into the Up Lake neighborhood. As you can see on the sign there. And I know there's a swimming pool somewhere back here, like a public pool. The neighbors can go swimming. It's an outdoor heated pool. Take swim lessons, stuff like that. I think it's year-round, so but keep the water warm enough you can still swim your laps without dying. You can see some of the nice homes and yards in this area. We're going up the hill. I don't think there's really much of a view, although some of these houses might be up above the trees enough to get a good view. Aqua Club is this way, it says. So whenever I see houses on a hill like that with really big windows, it does make me suspect that they're getting pretty good views up there. So Kenmore and Lake Forest Park seem like they'd be a good option for very residential types of stuff. But we do have a lot of hills and trees and that type of thing. Oh, I do see a view back that way. I see a little bit of a lake view right through there. So we know it's possible. Now here's the Aqua Club. This is the pool that I was telling you about aquaclub.org for membership info. But we don't have a lot of outdoor pools in this area because of the generally not very hot temperatures, but you can see they have a nice pool set up here. They have a clubhouse. They have a tennis court. So, I mean, it's not a lot of stuff, but it is a resource for this area. And if you want your kids to be on swim team or just to do some swimming for fitness and that type of a thing, this is an option. So we're basically going from Kenmore to Lake Forest Park through the back roads and the residential areas. I just saw an Inglewood High School graduation sign back there, so that's the local high school here.